As you can see, we've got a bit of a blue tint on because we are diving into a deep part of the ocean called the Abyss. This is directed by James Cameron, who we all know is notorious for his perfection in filmmaking and trying to pioneer what can be done on films. So yeah, I'd say let's just jump right into the Abyss. First off, I want to say there's quite a lot of great performances here in the movie. Ed Harris in particular was just excellent. He had so much emotion going throughout the whole film. Like the line where he's like, yeah, I'm a calm guy. What? And also when he's trying to wake up his wife and like he just screams and shouts, like there's like a real level of pain in his voice. Apparently Harris really liked the challenge of working on this film, but there was a time where he apparently pulled over on the highway, got out and broke down crying because he was mad at himself for not getting the shot right. It's really interesting. Normally, like, in some situations like this, you'd see them just be upset at, like, getting upset at the director or the crew, but he's upset at himself, you know? I kind of feel like that too. Sometimes I'm, like, upset at myself because, like, I wish I could have gotten that right when I look back on some of my films I made from my earlier years. So, that's something very interesting. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, I hope I'm pronouncing the name right, was also just like really great in the film. Same with everyone else. I thought the villain was really neat. And overall, I feel like the cast of characters were great. They were supposed to be scientists, but apparently they were changed to oil riggers. I think that adds like another personal or grounded type of thing. We normally don't see, or back then we didn't see much of like just average everyday oil riggers working on something like this. The effects in here are just terrific. Like, this film really helped pioneer so much. We already talked about it in Young Sherlock Holmes, where that was the first film to have like a 3D character. But no, like, here in the Abyss, this is like CGI that just looks great, and it just really is like one of the pieces of CGI that has just aged so incredibly well. Like, watching that in theaters must have been mind-blowing. And looking at it today, it still just looks so good. ILM were really ahead of their time with this. The set design here is also just great. I love the machines, the underwater area. Like, this whole movie just looks so beautiful. And on top of that, we get a lot of nice popping colors. You have like blue, purple, pink. Sometimes they're meshed together in some shots. Like, the overall colors in the Abyss are just beautiful to look at. The aliens also have, or the terrestrial figures also have just such a great look to them. Like, there is like clearly so much work that went into the Abyss. Like, and after just watching it, it's like, holy cow, like, I really recommend just like watching Under Pressure Making the Abyss, or the episode of the Abyss like on It Was a Shit Show. Those are both great insights onto what happened during the making of this film. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Abyss. I wouldn't call it my favorite Cameron film. I think like Way of Water and Titanic are just like his greatest accomplishments. But the Abyss is still great. And I really can't wait to see Cameron's other films, Terminator, T2, and True Lies.